We have 2 weeks to not only finish this van that I'm in now, but also my girlfriend Tori's van. And we had a lot to do this week. So let me show you everything we did. As you guys know, my stovetop has not been deep enough, and this is a problem that I've been complaining about for the last few months. One thing that I definitely need to change when I get back is adding a little more space to the cooking area, because right now you can barely fit 2 items, and really, this is the only item that fits with the pan or the pot. Like, you can't really cook 2 things very easily. It's a very tight squeeze, which I knew it was going to be, but I didn't realize how tight it was going to be and how I basically can't use 2 different burners. Going on trips throughout the build has been really helpful because I've realized things that I need to fix, this being one of them. And this week I got around to fixing it. I'm finally gonna build a niche in my kitchen. As you can see by these burn marks here, this is not deep enough. So when I want to put a pot and a pan, it doesn't fit and it burns this wall. So I am going to bump it out. And the most exciting part is I have a tile that matches my shower tile. So it's gonna look really cute. I'm gonna start by taking off this wall panel and building the niche. I knew I would have to do this one day, so I actually didn't put too many screws in here so that it was easy to take out. I knew I needed to bump this out, and I didn't know the best way to do it because it obviously needs to be heat resistant as well, and I wanted it to look good. I played around with a few different ideas. I thought about doing a metal, like a thin metal sheet, and then maybe even spray painting it white. I found this tile that perfectly matches the tile in my shower, and you guys know I'm obsessed with the tile in my shower. I put so much time into picking it out, and I love the pattern that I chose. I feel like it makes such a statement, and so I wanted to add this tile here to kind of tie in that pattern a little bit. Instead of using mortar like I did in my shower, I just went ahead and used liquid nails for the adhesive because I wanted to keep it as light as possible. So I'm trying to figure out a good layout here, and I think I have it. I've actually never used this type of tile, so I don't know what I'm doing exactly. It comes strung together. I'm just kind of cutting that and then adding it. I am going to use this Gorilla Glue adhesive, and I'm just gonna put a tiny dab on the back of each one of these and put it down. And I'm not gonna really press down because once I put this last piece in, I wanna be able to adjust it all slightly. I absolutely love it, and tomorrow I will grout it and do the arch as well, but I really like how this is looking so far. We are going to add some grout to this tile niche. This is looking so cute. I'm obsessed with it. And now I'm going to do the tiles on the bottom. The grout this time is kind of a disaster, not gonna lie. The first round of grout that I did was fine. The second round of grout I didn't even film because it was truly such a disaster. I just made it way too thick the first time, and then the second time I made it way too thin. I went ahead and added the wall back in, and then I took the wall out and used the scroll saw to cut it more accurately. I still have a lot of screws in this wall to fill in before the trip, paint, but we're going to put that off till later. So far, I'm really happy with how this project turned out. And our next step is moving on to projects in Tori's van. We're back to the van builds this week, and we are doing Tori's ceiling. We already have all the panels up. This is the one that has her skylight. And then we have another piece right here, and over here we have one for her Max Air fan. And this area, we really had to patchwork these together, but we fit them up, they look good, and now we're gonna take them down, do some refining on the cutouts for the skylight and the Max Air fan, and we are going to paint it. I think that this is where we're going to paint, so I'm gonna vacuum it down because this is where we did the cuts for her ceiling yesterday. We moved back into my van while we finished Tori's build so that we can easily come into the van to take a little breaks. And I'm also working on some small projects to prepare to get on the road soon. But we have been running the AC a lot in my van. The temperatures are in the 90s or 100s every single day. So I've been relying on the Bluetti Elite 300 and Charger 2 to power this van. The Charger 2 allows me to charge the Bluetti Elite 300 when my van is running. It can also work with solar panels for extra power, but for me, charging off the car batteries has been enough. The Charger 2 has 13 13 times faster charging compared to standard car outlets, and it has real-time tracking of charging, energy flow, and usage with the Bluetti app. I've been using this to charge all of my gear, run tools for the build, and even use my air fryer when we want a quick snack. The Bluetti Elite 300 has been my go-to for this van build because it's the lightest, most compact 3 kilowatt-hour power station yet, so I can easily move it around when I need to. This is the power station I'm going to be bringing on the road. I knew I needed to select one for our road trip because it's nice to have a backup power station when my van batteries get low, and I've decided on bringing this one because it is just so small and there's such a high capacity of 3 kilowatt hours. Because it's so small, I'll be able to easily keep it tucked away in the front, and then when I'm using it, I can just keep it over here and still have enough room in my walkway, but be able to use it whenever I need to charge things or use my air fryer, whenever my van batteries are low or if there's a cloudy day. The Bluetti Elite 300 has 4 AC outlets. There are also USB-A and USB-C ports on the power station, so you can directly charge your phone, laptop, iPad, and different devices, and it has fast charging. I've always been so surprised how quickly my devices charge up with the Bluetti power stations. But that is my plan for the upcoming road trip. I'm really excited to bring this on the road, and I think it's gonna be a game changer for full-time van life. Prime Day runs from June 23rd to 26th, and Bluetti products are going to be at the lowest price of the year during this time, but you also get an additional 5% off with my discount code, which I'm going to have in the description of this video. So I got these insulating window covers, which is really exciting because I can finally take off this wood, which was only ever meant to be temporary, but this has absolutely no insulation in it. But these new covers I'm adding will have insulation, and it will be a game changer for the heat right now. Okay, whoa! Oh my gosh, that almost seriously took me out. From the brand Red Point Venture, they are a van building company, and they made these. I'm really excited about them. I got the olive green color. Right now they only have olive green and gray, but I asked them about it, and I think they're coming out with a beige soon, which I'm personally really excited about. But yeah, the back doors, although I do have plans for it eventually, it just takes so much time and I don't have time to do it right now. We have so much to do. I figure I might as well add these. They have some insulation, which I'm really needing. This one goes here. Oh my gosh, and of course that fell. So they go up with magnets, and they're really easy to install. It would be easier if you were even taller, but this area is so difficult to build around, and this takes 2 seconds. And now I can open the windows because it has the zippers for the windows. That's amazing. I love it. So great. This upcoming trip is going to be the first trip where we bring not only my van, but also Tori's van. And the first time ever that Tori and I will be traveling and living in 2 separate vans. This is like the beginning of everything we've been dreaming of since we met, honestly. And now that we're so close to the finish line, I'm just so excited. I feel like we're always saying we're so close to the finish line because it does feel like that. And then things just take longer than expected. And I feel like it's been a very emotional journey doing these van builds. And that's something I'll talk probably more about once they're finally done. But this time we really need to finish them, and we have a harsh deadline because we're going on a annual family trip with Tori's family, and we are bringing these vans no matter what. It's also so hot in Texas that we just really can't bear the heat anymore, so we need to get out of here. And we're really excited for our road trip that's coming up, and just to bring you guys on full-time van life adventures again, because I feel like these van builds have taken so much longer than we anticipated. But it's also been really exciting to see it all come together. The other thing we did on her van this week was add a ceiling. This came together pretty quickly because we knew what we were doing from the experience of putting the ceiling up in my van. When I did my ceiling, I had to recut the panels at least 2 or 3 times because there was such a learning curve to figure out how to patchwork things together. But with her ceiling, we did it first go. It looks so good. She painted it, and she still needs to do like the last finishing touches of paint and wood filler and stuff like that. But we got those up on her ceiling and they look amazing.
Okay, YouTube, here we go. Today, we're gonna be doing a cabinet for my van. Okay, YouTube, let's go. Okay, YouTube, so as you can see, we've got 3 different sheets that are gonna go in the middle. 1, 2, 3, and then we're gonna have a top, and then right here I did a little squiggly thing, and that I really like, and I hope you like it too. Okay, YouTube, hit the like and subscribe.
Oh my god. I'm so excited. things are really coming together and we're getting to a point where we're doing a lot of visual stuff. Actually, all the visual stuff is gonna happen after this. So it's going to look very different the next couple weeks, and I just am so excited to see it all come together.
I'll confirm that on the other side.
That one's obvious. You don't need to do that for that one.
Well, I want you to do it accurately.
For this project, we're using this bad boy, the electric brad nail gun. It's gonna be quick, it's gonna be easy. We're gonna get it all together, and then we are also going to do screws because that is going to just be a lot stronger, so. We're doing it. She actually wanted to do what I have, where we have shelves in the back, but because of the way her couch is, it was not going to leave much room for you to sit. So she ended up making them shorter and cutting these really cool shapes on the end, these open shelves for plants and little decor. And I love the way it's turning out. I wish we had time to veneer it with the wood that it's going to end up having and put it up for you guys, but we didn't have time this week. So stay tuned for next week to see how these upper cabinets fully turn out. We have 2 more weeks now to finish her van, and I'm definitely feeling the stress and the pressure of getting this done. I think it's helpful to have this harsh deadline where we have to go on this trip, but the pressure is definitely on. Like, we have a lot to do, and it's going to be a very busy next 2 weeks finishing up projects in her van, but also projects in my van. This upcoming year is going to be the most exciting one yet because we're finally going to be reaping the rewards of all of our hard work building these vans and taking both of them on the road for the first time. So definitely subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to take advantage of the Bluetti Prime Day deal as well. Just a reminder that the link is in the description for that, and I'll see you guys next week on Sunday for another van build video. Bye!